Hello students and learners, welcome to the Brainbox tutorials. I am your teacher Priyanka and today we will discuss literature paper, specimen question paper of ICSE semester 1 examination that is going to take place in November 2021. Okay, so in this paper the maximum marks for this paper is 40 marks. Time allowed is 1 hour inclusive of reading time as it is there in all other papers. All questions are compulsory, but the questions will be MCQ questions. There will be two sections, section A and section B. Section A will be for 10 marks and section B will be for 30 marks. So let's start with section A. Question number 1. The story The Little Match Girl was written by, the author of The Little Match Girl is Hans Christian Andersen. So first option is correct. Number 2, the visions seen by the little girl in the short story The Little Match Girl reveal the 4 things she needed the most. They were warmth, food, love and freedom from fear. So this is the correct option, warmth, food, love and freedom from fear. That is what she wanted. Let's check the other options also. In number B it is written food, shelter, warm clothes and a mother. This is wrong. Roost goes new slippers. This is also wrong. And a warm overcoat, food, a scarf, that also was not needed by her. So first option is the correct option. Number 3. Maya Angelou has used the caged word as a symbol for in the poem The Caged Word. She has used the caged word as a symbol for the oppressed. So first option is correct. Number 4. The central message of Browning's poem The Patriot is, number A is public adulation and glory are short-lived. This is correct option it seems. Still we will go through the other options. As you sow, so you reap. This is wrong. Death comes to all people, even the rich and famous. God helps those who help themselves. So first option is correct option, that public adulation and glory are short-lived. Number 5. The Gujars mentioned in Nora Burke's story The Blue Bead were wandering herdsmen, Stone Age hunters, hunter-gatherers and primitive cultivators. Wandering herdsmen. Okay. Number 6. Sylvia lingered behind after the other women had left because, number A, she didn't want to have to help her mother while preparing the evening meal. This is wrong. She wanted to check if her little clay cups were still in the cave where she had left them. This is correct. Number B. Number 7. Tubal returns from Genoa with news both good and bad for Shylock. This is from Merchant of Venice. Which of the following did he not say to Shylock? What didn't he say? Number A. That he had met Jessica, Shylock's daughter, in Genoa. That in Genoa he had heard news of Antonio's misfortunes. That Jessica had spent 80 ducats in one night in Genoa. That he had been shown Shylock's ring that Jessica had traded in Genoa. So last 3 options are correct. He did say this to Shylock. First one is wrong. He did not say to Shylock that he had met Jessica. Number 8. Soon after Portia and Bassanio declared their love for each other, another pair also declared their love for each other and asked to be married at the same time as Portia and Bassanio. They are Greciano and Nerissa. Yes, this is correct. Greciano and Nerissa have confessed their love. Number 9. Bassanio rejected the golden casket because, number A, he knew that Midas had found gold hard to digest. No, this is wrong. He knew that outward appearances are often deceptive. This is correct. Number 10. When Portia left for Venice, she put Dash in charge of her house. Who was made in charge of Portia's house? Lorenzo. This one is correct answer. Now comes section B. Number 1 is read the following extract from Merchant of Venice Act 3 and answer the questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate response from the choices given below. Okay, Salarino says, why I am sure if he forfeit thou wilt not take his flesh. What's that good for? Shylock, to bait fish withal. If it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. Now question 1 is, where does the above exchange between Salarino and Shylock take place? So the answer will be on a street in Venice. Okay, number 2. What is Antonio required to forfeit if he fails to repay the amount he borrowed from Shylock within the time specified in the bond? If he fails to repay the amount he borrowed from Shylock, that is 3000 ducats, he will have to pay a pound of his flesh. Number 3. A little later in his speech, Shylock compares Christians with Jews. Which of the following comparisons does he not make? Number A. Both Jews and Christians bleed when cut. Both Jews and Christians die if poisoned. Both Jews and Christians treat each other with humility. Both Jews and Christians seek revenge when wrong. Option number C is correct. This he does not say. Okay, number 4. What recent event in his personal life does Shylock lament earlier in the conversation? His wife's death? No. His daughter's death? No. The loss of an expensive diamond? No. His daughter eloping with a Christian? Yes, option number D is correct. Number 5. Which of the following words would you use to describe Shylock's state of mind after this impassioned speech? He is hurt, angry, vindictive, and resourceful. Yes, he is hurt, he is angry also, and vindictive also, because he wants to take revenge, he wants to kill Antonio. So 1, 2, and 3, these 3 are correct. So option number A is correct. Number 2 is read the following extract from Act 3, Merchant of Venice, and answer the questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate response from the choices given below. Portia: away then, I am locked in one of them. If you do love me, you will find me out. Nerissa and the rest stand all aloof. Number 1, Portia says, I am locked in one of them. The word one refers to a silver casket, I think one will be gold casket. So silver casket, gold casket, bronze casket, or lead casket. Number D is correct, a lead casket. Number 2, a little later, Portia compares Nerissa and the rest to Alcides and the sea monster? No. Alcides and the Dardanian wives? No. Alcides and Hesione? Wrong. The Dardanian wives and tear-stained faces, with the tear-stained faces. This is correct option number D. Question number 3. Which of the following statement is not true? At the beginning of the scene, Portia urges Bassanio to wait a while before taking the casket test. This is true. At the beginning of the scene, Bassanio is eager to take the test as he finds the waiting a form of torture. This is also true. At the beginning of the scene, Bassanio wants to wait and take his test later as he wants to spend some time with Portia. This is not true. So this is the correct option. Number 4. Who arrives from Venice towards the end of the scene bringing news of Antonio's misfortunes? That is Salario, Lorenzo, and Jessica. Yes, option number A is correct. Number 5. The word aloof in the extract can best be replaced by arrogant, remain silent, condescending, and distant, aside. Number D, aside, is correct. Question number 3. Read the following extract from the short story The Little Match Girl and answer the questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate response from the choices. She was evidently trying to warm herself, they said, but no one knew that beautiful visions she had seen and in what a blaze of glory she had entered with her dear old grandmother into the heavenly joy and gladness of a new year. Okay, now the questions are: number 1. Who said she was evidently trying to keep herself warm? Her grandfather, the little girl's father, her mother, the people who found her lying dead on the street. Number D is correct option, the people. Question number 2. The vision that the little match girl saw when she lit the first match was of an iron stove. First option is correct. Number 3. When the little girl saw the shooting star earlier that night, she realized, number A, that someone was dying. That yes, this is correct, because her grandmother said that whenever a shooting star falls, someone dies. Number 4. How many matches did the little girl light that night? 2, 4, 3, several. She lights several matches. After striking the last match, that is fourth match, she sees her grandmother and then she doesn't want to lose her grandmother, so she strikes bundle of matches together. So that is why several matches. Number 5. When the little girl left home that morning, she was barefoot and bareheaded? No. Was wrapped in a warm woolen shawl? No. Had on an old apron and oversized slippers? Yes, she was wearing her mother's slippers and an old apron. So option number C is correct option. Question number 4. Read the following extract from the short story The Blue Weed and answer the questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate response from the choices given below. Beside him in the shoals, as he lay waiting, glimmered a blue gem. Who is he? He is here the crocodile. Number 2, what was he waiting for? He was waiting for any creature that he could catch unawares and feed on. Number A, option number A is correct. Number 3, the word closest in meaning to glimmered in the above line is glimpsed, glittered, half hidden, glued. Glittered is correct. Number 4, what exactly was the blue gem? The blue gem was a blue diamond? No. A shiny blue pebble? No. A piece of sand-worn blue glass? This is correct option. Number C. The only parts of him, that is crocodile, that were soft and vulnerable were his eyes and nose, his nose and mouth, the undersides of his arms and tail, his eyes and the undersides of his arms. Fourth option is correct, eyes and undersides of his arms. Question number 5 is from I Know Why the Caged Bird Sing, and answer the questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate response from the choices given below. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. The caged bird sings about, the options are the unknown things that he longs for and for freedom. Yes, this is the correct option, number A. Number 2, what prevents the caged bird from flying? The narrow cage and clipped wings. Yes, the first option is correct. The narrow cage and clipped wings prevent the caged bird from flying. Number 3, in this poem, Maya Angelou compares the caged bird with the free bird. Number 3 is correct. Number 4, who according to Maya Angelou dares to claim the sky? The free bird dares to claim the sky. So option B is correct. Question number 5, the closest in meaning to the word seldom in the above context is solitary, solemn, rarely, lonely. Option number C, rarely, is correct option. Now question number 6, read the following extract from the poem The Patriot and answer the questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate answer from the choices given below. It was roses, roses all the way with myrtle mixed in my path like mad. The house roofs seemed to heave and sway. The church fires flamed, such flags they had a year ago on this very day. The speaker is describing, number A, the scene of his welcome the previous year. Yes, this is correct option. Still we'll go through the other options. B, an outbreak of rioting. No, wrong. A time when people lost their minds and attacked rose and myrtle bushes. This is also wrong. The collapse of houses. No, this is also wrong. So option number A is correct option. Question number 2, the speaker is now on his way to be greeted by the cheering crowds. No. On his way to the gallows. Yes, this is correct. He is going to die now. So option number 2 is correct. Number 3, the closest in meaning to heave and sway in the above extract is to move in a restless manner, to rise up higher and higher, to sink down under a heavy weight, swing wildly. Now the house roofs seem to heave and sway because of the overcrowding. So I think option number D will be correct, swing wildly. Now question number 4. All the images used by the poet in this stanza are dash images, sound images, visual images, tactile images, colorful images. Option number B is correct because all the images used by the poet are visual images. The mood described in this opening stanza of Browning's poem The Patriot is, the mood is celebratory. So option number B is correct. So with this we come to the end of this paper, literature. go through this paper. So from the specimen paper, it seems that for council this year, the chapters Little Match Girl and Blue Bead, the poems Caged Bird and Patriot, and from Merchant of Venice, Act 3 are important. Still, we cannot skip all the other chapters. We will have to go through all the chapters and poems and the acts of Merchant of Venice. Okay, so prepare hard for the upcoming exams, and if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll come up with more such videos. Bye bye. Jai Hind.